Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. It is your boy, King Sinbad. On the channel, with the first time, my best friend, the homie, the myth, the legend, my brother, young guy.
Yeah, young guy. If y'all haven't checked out my first music video, man, go ahead and check it out. It's called The Boy Who Played Wolf. If you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead and click on it, turn your post notifications on, subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep you up to date.
Alright guys, so now this, me and my guy, right? So we've been friends for like forever. Like we're like brothers.
Brothers, basically, yeah.
Yeah. So me and him, and he is a rapper. He's a freelancer rapper.
Yeah.
Meaning that means he's independent. So people
Independent, yo.
he's not owned by any record labels or or any of that like that. He just does all of his raps on YouTube and basically posts them, and he's pretty good. He's pretty great, man. I highly recommend that you check out his videos. Do you want to just give your channel name one more time?
Yeah, my name is Young Guy. That's a Y, a capitalized Y, lowercase v, ng dot, and then I, and then it should show my profile picture that says King on it.
All right. So yeah, and don't forget to check that out. All right. So look, we know it's late. Halloween has already passed, but we still figure, it's never too late with a scary story. So,
oh, buddy,
me, me, me and Young Eye, we have seen some stuff. Okay, all right, like some crazy stuff. Like this is like stuff we still did like in junior high, high school. Before we graduated. Like.
This is like unbelievable stuff. Like stuff that you won't be able to unsee.
Yeah. So basically what we're God, like some of the stuff we did when we were growing up was just stupid and crazy. But we had this one scary story, and I think this scary story kind of that I can think of right now that trumped all the other scary stuff we have seen in our lives. You want to take it away, man?
Oh, okay. So, we're going to be reacting to...
No, story.
Oh, the story?
Our scary story.
Our scary story was... Oh. It was a Halloween night. Me and King Sinbad over here, we were just... just trick-or-treating, just everything. We come across this house that...
In the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere, okay? In the middle of nowhere.
And this was on Halloween night.
Yeah.
Just to let you know. And now, our town, it's not that very big of a town. It's a small town. Like, not like that small, but like... Fairly like... Average, probably small town that you would normally see. A few convenience stores here, a gas station here, and, stuff like that. But me, Young Eye, and some of our other friends, I won't put their names out, without their permission, but some of us, me and Young Eye, and some of our other friends, we were just, out
roaming, having fun.
And it was like past like midnight, and we come across this freaking house, right?
Yeah.
It was dark. It was like one of those, something that you would see out of a horror movie. It was run down, like it was just like
horrific.
Yeah, it was just something that you would see out of a horror movie. It was like just run down, terrible maintenance. You could literally hear the pipes creaking in the house. That's how old it was. Now, me and young guy, we kind of we get the stupid bright idea. Hey, let's go into the side of the haunted house where there is no potential psycho murder going and wait there and potentially lock us in that house and kill us.
Oh man, you know, it's crazy.
And and here was the weird thing. I was the mature one of the group, and I said, you know what? Heck yeah, let's do this. And well, all of our other friends
kind of bounced, you know, kind of.
Well, some of them bounced. Some of them did stay. Yeah. We go into the house. The ones who were too much of a wuss, they just stayed in the car. Now, I need to remind you guys, we are in Oklahoma. There is an open gun carry. So me and Isaiah, we get our guns. Just in case. You never know. People be tripping in these freaking... And it was like... Because we're kind of surrounded by like some forest area. Yeah, and trees. And mountains and stuff like that. So we go into this house. And it was a pretty... about like what? Like... about 15 by 16,
17, 18 acres, maybe around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, and it was like on a old farm. Hasn't been used in years. Like, you can still see the old equipment there that nobody has claimed. So we go into this house. It was either a house, a workshop, or a barn. One of the three. I don't know. It was dark, and I wasn't really caring. I was just wanting... Me and Isaiah... Well, oh, sorry, my bad.
Don't worry about it, bro.
Young guy, we just go into that. We just go into the building, and already, I was already starting to get creepy vibes.
I was starting to get the chills, man. I was starting to get the little goosebumps going on, you know, and that hairs on my legs, neck, everything, even my genitals started to go up. Yeah, that's how bad it was.
Like,
but
if we had to describe our scary level, remember when Vegeta said it's over 9,000? Yeah, it was like that. We were getting over 9,000 level vibe. But since we had our Glocks, because we have an open carry law, remember, Oklahoma, open carry law, we went into this house. And, we had our guns out, so, because, we ain't stupid.
Nah, man.
First thing that already, we see this freaking torn up picture of a man, a wife, and a daughter. With red paint saying, "Please burn me down." Yeah. Now, need I remind you guys, when you are a guy, and you are amongst your other guy friends, none of your other guy friends, including yourself, none of you are going to admit to each other.
No one.
That you're afraid, but inside your head you are freaking the F out.
You're scared shitless.
Literally.
You're scared to the point. I was scared to the point until I wanted to run out. But needless that I know, I was the first one that went down.
We found the basement.
We found basements full of.
But now here's the thing. This was not like your normal average 12 o'clock at midnight darkness. Oh, no. This was pitch freaking
dark.
Black. Yeah. It was like, if you were to put your hand right in front of your face, you wouldn't see it. Like, that's how freaking pitch black it was. But, luckily, Isaiah, him being he came up with the smart idea. I actually forgot about the flashlights. He grabbed the flashlights out of his truck before we went in.
Yep. I was like, I best not be going
And you
in
know,
without no flashlight or something, bro. I'm telling you, if I see something, I'm throwing hands.
he said, you know what? We got lights. So Isaiah said, you know what? I turned that motherfucker on, and we descended into the abyss.
Like legit, just walked in like nothing. Like it was just an
And
ordinary day.
what we saw,
Was horrendous.
like, we can barely describe it. We saw freaking chains hanging with hooks, rusted hooks with some blood on it. Well, what we presumed to be blood. And now here was the thing. This was not your run-of-the-mill, ordinary, creepy basement. No, this basement had tunnels. Long frickin' tunnels.
Tunnels that was like miles long. Miles.
And now this is when some of our other friends. Now again,
So-called friends.
now remember, no guy, and I don't care. Now, ladies, this is something that you will probably that you need to understand about guys. When we're scared, we won't admit to each other that we are scared until one of us chickens out and says, "Hey, yo, let's bounce." But then, if you do that,
Of course, you're gonna be a wuss.
all your other guy friends are going to discredit your manhood and call you a freaking wuss. So, us being stupid men, we proceed to walk down one of these halls. Now, remember, young guy, he's a rapper. And he said, "Hey, you know what, man? I got the equipment. Let's shoot a freaking music video." And here, I'll let him explain what on this
Alright.
part.
So we were. Now you guys got to remember, these tunnels were like miles long. It was dark. You know, I had a flashlight, of course, but it was one of them flashlights that you get from like Walmart or like the dollar store or something. It's not that bright. So my phone, and I mean, of course, everyone has it. I have an iPhone XR. Okay. Now, just to remind you guys, these hallways are a mile long. Our flashlights don't go this far. And I was talking about, hey, you know, if my next album, you know, my next, release is gonna be something about scary, I want to make it here. So we make it in the middle of my third verse. I said to my producer, cut it off. I heard some.
In 30 seconds, we were just quiet for 30 seconds.
Just for 30 seconds. We were quiet for 30 seconds. Just for that. Not 40, not 60, 30 seconds. Alright. We hear footsteps walking towards us. And I see a figure behind my producer. We run. Like, not like marathon run. I mean, like, we run like no other. Okay.
Now,
and of course, we leave our equipment there. And that's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of equipment. Knowing me, I wanted to go back. Because I'm retarded. I want to go back, go get my equipment. My best friend said no, that if you do, something
which was
bad
me.
gonna happen. Yeah. I went back because I needed it. Now, knowing me, I could have legit just bought more, better, whatever. No, I needed that. So I go back, turn back around, and I see the figure right there in front of me, just
Now,
standing.
me in good conscience, I could not let one of my homies, who I call a brother, me in good conscience, I could not let him just walk back into that freaking freak show pit of hell that ever came out of.
Yep.
So, I said, you know what? We ride together, we die together.
That's right.
So, I went back into the house. Now, remind you, these tunnels go for basically feels like forever. Well, we essentially get lost in the tunnels. Now, remember, you're underground. No freaking GPS signals.
No GPS signal, no cell phone,
Nothing.
nothing. It's just dark, abyss, nothing. No cell phone, no flashlight, like nothing
And then,
at all.
you know what's creepier than going into an abandoned freaking
Psychopathic.
house with an underground labyrinth of horrors? Going into a house, abandoned house, in an underground labyrinth of horrors in the freaking night, son.
Um,
F that. But anyway, moving on. Me and young guy here, we're lost.
completely lost.
We found the equipment, but we got completely lost. Now I know what you guys may be thinking. How'd y'all get lost? Just go back the same way you can. Here was the thing.
We can't go back because how are you gonna go back if you don't have no flashlight? Nothing. Okay.
Now,
nothing. It was just
true, we
pitch
could have
dark.
used the equipment. But we started hearing footsteps again. So me and young guy here, we found a big gigantic metal door.
And what do you think it's gonna be? Oh, it's gonna lead outside. It's gonna, lead to a nice magical
Freaking land.
land,
Like
full of
freaking Narnia.
freaking butterflies and daylight and everything. No, it.
We opened the
leads
door.
to,
The basement of another house.
And what do? I go over there. I go push in another door. What does it lead to? Another house. Where does that other next door lead to? More.
So, me, young guy here, we're like, something was going down here.
Something's not right. And then here's where it gets creepy. I go and I push the last door, okay? And in the middle of nowhere, I see light, okay? Now, you don't expect to see light at all because it's dark.
Remember,
Nothing.
middle of the night, freaking Halloween night.
Okay,
Remind
exactly.
you, we see lights on. And
We walk over there.
we see two figures.
Not just any.
Now, not the
figures.
same figure that we saw in the tunnels. No. Well, technically, we're still underground. But we found an old hotel.
So we start hearing voices, okay? And in the middle of nowhere,
Two teenage kids come out of that hotel that we were about to go explore because we're freaking lost.
and we thought, oh, hey, we found a hotel that's actually functional. Maybe we found a way out. Maybe we, were walking for miles through them doors
But-
and ended up somewhere. No, we ended up in a haunted hotel.
But here's the thing, though. Now, I know what you guys think. Well, why don't you just turn your GPS on and go back to the freaking vehicle?
We don't have signal. We don't have light, okay? Where we are, there is no signal. Middle of nowhere.
Because I need to probably, for some of you city people who live out in the city and you haven't been to the country, we are surrounded by mountains. We are surrounded by trees that's blocking our signal.
But here's the weird part is,
How
where we
come
were, how come there was no deer, no bird, not even freaking
bugs?
Bugs. My dude, bugs. Not even, I didn't even see one cockroach. Not even a beetle. One beetle. Not even one worm at that case. A worm.
Now, we were driving out pretty far out in the middle of the country, so we were away from our hometown. Now, you guys may be wondering, where are y'all friends at? Far as we tell, they ran. And they went, it probably took young guy's truck.
Okay.
Because,
My $30,000 truck that I had just bought, okay, cool, whatever, okay. It's cool, I can go buy another one. I can't, okay. I can't at this point because at this point, I don't even know if we're going to make it out alive.
but we find this small, abandoned town. Remember that hotel I just said?
Yeah.
Well, the lights were on, but it was completely abandoned. Or, we were thinking, oh, maybe there's just people there, and maybe we can get some directions of where we're going, because we were still freaking scared about whatever the frick that was in the freaking base in those freaking tunnels.
Yeah. Okay. Now.
Now, also remind you, we're still hogging this freaking equipment that we had to go back for. So, me and him are tired.
My butt is tired. Like as tired as if you ran a 5K marathon.
Now, luckily, we had enough money. We thought, hey, rent a room, get up in the morning, go back to hopefully where the truck is, and we'll drive the frick back home, and then make up some ever excuse about our parents where we were.
Yeah. Here's another thing is, we go back to the truck. We ride, we go, on the road. I start hearing noises from the back of my truck.
No, we haven't even went to the hotel yet, bro.
Well, here's what actually happened in the hotel, because it was in my dream. We were running to the truck, and all of a sudden I hear knocking, and I'm like, okay, it's like 3 in the morning. Now, I remind you guys, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. We are sleeping in a haunted hotel.
Now, you guys may be wondering, alright, that thing he said about the dream, that was his thing. Alright, but we were actually going to this freaking haunted hotel. The lights were on, but when we got into that freaking hotel, guess the frick what? The lights go out.
Like, out.
And me and young guy here, we were just like,
Yeah.
the frick is going on here? Like, and he said, you know what? Let's just stay in the lobby, so that way, whatever the frick happens, we can just get the frick out. So we stay in the lobby. There's nobody there.
Nobody.
Now, there just so happens to be conveniently a mattress on the floor. Now, me being me, I have a tendency to be a little bit of a germaphobe. And he can vouch for that.
Yeah,
I
germophobic.
A little bit. Not a whole lot. Just a little bit. Now, like I won't be afraid to touch your hand, or, give you a hug or whatever.
But if you come out that bathroom and not washing your hands from wiping your booty hole or something, bro, you need to go back and put some 10 times Germex on, wash your hands about 50,000 times before you touch my dang hands.
But this is when we start hearing this weird noise. We hear laughter. And, at this point in time, we're just so tired. We think our minds are playing tricks on us, and I said, you know what, man? Let's just go to sleep.
In the morning, we need to go.
Let's go, okay?
Screw the equipment. I can buy more, better equipment, high quality, even better. We just need to go.
So,
now.
What we do, we exit out of the hotel, find the main road, go back onto that main road. We find the same dirt road where we parked. Guess the frick what? The truck was still there. Oh yeah, the truck was still there.
But none of the tires were on.
Well, that wasn't the weird part. I mean, it was still weird. I mean, don't get me wrong. Still freaking weird. I mean, you took the tires, but you didn't take the vehicle. What the frick? But
thinking, hey, maybe someone just needed, spare tires or whatever.
Guess they must have really needed it. but no, for real. Like, if you guys don't know, I got freaking goosebumps on right now. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. This seems all way too convenient for all this. Like, it seems like your typical cliche horror movie crap. But here's the thing. All this stuff freaking happened. Okay? If I didn't see any of this with my own freaking eyes, bro, I would be leaving. Like, I'd just laugh at you and
Yo,
and I say you're tripping. You just tripped, okay? But no, I saw all this crap. Remember, I'm supposed to be the voice of reason within our group that we have. Remember our friends that we told you about at the beginning of the story? Turns out they were all still waiting outside the house. Yeah, it turns out
they weren't even our friends. They were
waiting outside. They let us go into the abyss, go down the stairs, go to the freaking tunnels of hell, encounter where the frick that was, counter those two teenagers, go up and on the side of a freaking abandoned town, have to basically what seemed like walk for miles, get back onto the main road, walk all the way around, back onto that dirt road, back to the truck. Remind you, the tires are missing. They were still waiting for us to come out of the house. So, me, young guy, thought, you know what? Payback time. So, we found one of his sound makers in his truck. Now, remind you, our so-called friends, they are still waiting outside in the front of the house, waiting for us to come out of the house and basically see if we're okay or not. We sneak up behind them and we mess with them. Now, we are hiding in some tall grass where nobody can see us.
And I mean nobody.
But they can hear us. So, I find an old chainsaw. I rev, and somehow it still ran. I revved that sucker up. He turned on a girl screaming, and blood started making blood sounds, and they basically run to the truck. They didn't even know that the wheels were gone. They were so captivated that they didn't even know what was going on behind them. Which I don't know how. Don't ask me. It just happened. Okay? Well, it's what I thought happened. Yeah. So, anyway, we found some of the extra tires that were lying on the ground after we scared them. We, jacked up the truck, put the tires back on, and we were about to head out.
And left.
But before we left, young guy and I, we looked back one more time at the house. Remember that figure that we were talking about that was in the tunnels? Yeah, it was right there in the window, glowing red eyes and smiling at us. And me and young guy, with our so-called friends, we dart right back, head back to town. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Sunlight's almost out. We drop all of our so-called friends off. And I just said, and I sent a text to my parents saying that I'll spend the night at his house, and that's what happened. We did some research on that house. Turns out, the father to that, I'm guessing who owned that was a serial killer. He used to drag people down into those tunnels and kill them, dismember them, then eat them.
Yep.
And he died in those tunnels.
And I'm glad he did.
But at the same time, we were also terrified that he did.
Because I didn't want to get eaten.
So, that was our scary story. Put down in the comment section down below, what was the most scariest thing you've ever experienced? What if you had a scary story? Leave it down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check out Young Guy's channel. He makes some very cool raps. I highly recommend it. Go watch it. He's an independent rapper.
Independent, yo. I mean, you guys tell me, send me some beats or whatever. If you go ahead and just send me some beats, I'll go ahead and try to work with it. Put my team together, and we'll go ahead and try to do it. And yeah, thank you guys. And I'll see you guys later.
Alright, but without further ado, guys, it's been your boy King Sinbad, but as always, you guys can call me Sin. See you guys later. And it's been your boy with Young Eye. See you next time on the next episode of Scary Stories.
Peace.
Adios, amigos.